Outright the Way Show. I'm your host, Clay Archer, and I got my best friend here with me today, the one and only Adam B-Dubs. Adam, I'm pumped for today.
Oh, I'm excited. Happy to be back.
Oh, yeah. So we missed last week, but we are back in action today after a crazy weekend, might I say. Crazy weekend.
Crazy sports weekend.
A little money on some FanDuel over here.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
You want more of me?
Yeah. Freaking every 20 minutes, this guy's sending me an update. I think he got up to $2,200. Final payout was $2,200. So FanDuel will be working for him. But we had an amazing weekend. We got to pull a nice little double yesterday at the Applebee's. I know you guys don't care about that, but it was fun. We had a good time.
Fun.
Bartending is fun. Bartending sucks, though. We slept a lot this morning.
We did.
But we had a crazy weekend in sports. But first off, we want to give some shout-outs here at Ride the Wave Show. Some new Hall of Famers in the books today, ladies and gentlemen. Pain Valley's very own Tegan McFadden. Oh, wow. Tegan McFadden, Dylan Swingle, and Travis Burton. Sorry for the brain fart. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame out there.
Just so much greatness, you just couldn't say it all in one breath.
So I know. It was, had a total brain fart. I meant to write it down, and guess what? Didn't.
Yeah,
so,
I forgot Jace Hurd's name there.
Yeah. Hey, welcome.
It wasn't even Jace Hurd. It was Cade Wolford.
Exactly.
His name again.
Hey, that's one thing you can count on is us forgetting something.
Oh, absolutely.
But we do want to
Especially
give a huge shout out to them. I did get the opportunity to play with Tegan. Man, could that guy run? I will say it was a lot of fun getting to block for him. You know, being as a lineman, you know, it's sometimes sucks not getting the glory, but Tegan makes sure to give us a pat on the back every now and then.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to those guys, but unshout out to the Paint Valley Hall of Fame for keeping Coach Shue out of it.
So, yeah, I'll get right to it. I will give them their fame in a second. What is going on out there? So, I know. So, if you guys aren't aware, Dave Shoemaker, Coach Shue, still not in the Hall of Fame out there for Paint Valley.
I think he won some games out there too, didn't he?
Over 100 and the most wins of all time in Paint Valley history.
Most wins all time.
Most wins of all time.
How are you keeping him out of the Hall? He's not gambling. He's not Pete Rose.
Yeah,
Get him in the Hall.
Listen, there's people that have won games here, and then he's up here because he has the most. I mean, he has brought more pride to Paint Valley than almost any other person that I can really think of other than maybe Donald Jigger Anderson, which R.I.P., but Shue was his right-hand man, so.
Well, one of my favorite stories about Shue is the story you tell about how you guys were maybe having not such a good year, come to Vinton County. They're willing out the cake for Matt Combs' 300th win.
Yes.
But guess what? That cake got to eat with tears that night because Paint Valley came into Vinton County and
four
won.
wins that year. Coach Shue's first year back, and one of those 4 wins was against Vinton County. I think they only lost 2 games that year. But like you said, wheeling out the cake for Coach Combs' I think 300 or 400th win, something like that. And
3, 4, 5, 6, 700. You know?
One of the hundredth of wins that he had. One of the craziest things about that game, though, is I was a sophomore, so I didn't play varsity unless we were getting blown at. You know what I mean? I was not getting in the game. But one thing I got to learn was we had Jeff Everhart there as assistant coach, and then we had Coach Shue. And of all episodes not to have Coach Shue on here, we picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
But well, they have them, and so if anybody knows what a boxing one is, it's where it's a zone defense where you have one defender just face guarding the best player on the other team, and the other 4 in a corner of each one of the paint, and they're just kind of playing in a zone. Now, if you have 2 good players, you might play a triangle in 2. So you have 1 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and then you're face guarding the other 2, right? Those are normal. What we decided to start doing was okay, they got 3 guys scoring. So we're going to face guard 3 guys and then just have 2 guys in the paint. Yeah. Well, then it turned into some people oh, isn't that just man? No, because then we had 4 face guard people and 1 guy roaming the paint. And I don't think Combs ever realized that one guy was just roaming the paint because that guy was just staying on the 3-point line. And then,
well, that was their offense. It was like the dribble drive offense. So it was a 4 out, 1 in. So that 1 in, it would just look like he's man because he's just guarding the paint. But really, he's just. Yeah.
And who was in the paint? Riley Marco, 20 charges in 1 year. So let's say he probably had a few charges take over that game. And then I have to give a shout out, Michael McCloy. I love Michael to death. I think he'd say this too. He was either on or he was off. And let me tell you, that night, damn. He
had a week of bad games after that when he was so
He
on.
was, oh my God, he was throwing everything in, man. I think he had like 25 points.
So
like
it's fair to say he's like a J.R. Smith.
Yeah, I mean, he went off. I'm telling you, he hit a shot with a guy's hand like right in his face. He couldn't even see the basket fell down. It went in, and look, shoot, he goes, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And there's me on the bench. Yeah,
Just like that. Just
that's
so
exactly
excited.
what happened. I saw the headset fly off in the game. But yeah, it was insane. And what he's done,
like that takes coaching to come in because Vinton County, they always field good basketball teams.
Yes.
And then Matt Combs is just he's one
as a player and a coach,
just amazing mind.
Exactly.
Amazing mind. So that's saying something that about Dave or Coach Shu.
Yes.
as a coach is how
well, and he took over the program twice in shambles. So not even talking about whenever I was there, the greatest. But whenever he took over in 90, I think he took over first off in actually 90, 91 with Casey McFadden and Shoemaker and the boys. And Todd Shoemaker, and they were amazing. He had Roman Dyken, who walked on to Xavier and started. I mean, dude could defend. He could lock down anybody. Ask anybody that knows SVC basketball history about Roman Dyken. Dude could lock up the best of them. Then that leads into 1993, the best basketball team in Payne Valley history. The last time they won the title, shout out Craig Kearns, now at Huntington, takes over there. Then your boy Combs, though, he got the first laugh on Shu. They knocked him out that 93 year. Shu's best player sadly didn't get to play that game. So then, but Shu gets a good time, a good record, leaves. Becomes the AD, still keeps it going.
He steps down so that way he can say, you know what, I built it up. It's
Don't
not in
take it
shambles
over.
anymore.
Exactly.
I don't want to see my school in shambles.
And then what he did was become the AD and still made sure that there's pride and everything at Payne Valley. And whenever he was the AD, was the Drew Bob years where the basketball program was good again. The only time it was really relevant without him being there.
The football program was great.
Football program was the best of all time. And might I add, the only time that it's been relevant after Shu was whenever Shu's ex-player, Craig Kearns, was the coach. Yeah. So might say something there. And then takes it over again in 2011 where we're not even going to talk about how low it was then. I mean, they had good athletes, not great coaching. Loved the previous guy to death. And, man, he dropped the ball on that one. To that first year beating Vinton County and playing 4 sectional title, then back-to-back district titles, and then I don't know if you've ever heard a man named Dylan Swingle. Like, the only reason that guy's staying there is because Coach Shu, and he's one of the ones that's got in the Hall of Fame. Again, we are going to give them their roses in a minute.
They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
But right now,
somebody else also
hold on.
deserves
Here
to
I
be.
am. I'm on my high horse to get Coach Shu in the Hall of Fame at Payne Valley. It
needs to happen.
Difficult to understand. So, glad we got that out of the way. But yeah, if you want to ask me if Coach Shu should be in the Hall of Fame, don't worry, I can let you know. But we got to give the roses to the people that made it. Travis Burton, one of the best, absolute best track and field guys to ever go through Payne Valley, winning a state title in the track and field. I got to play football with him, but obviously
What's up with Payne Valley in the track and field?
Dude, they are studs, man. If you've ever heard of Taylor Baker, went full ride to Cornell, like multiple state titles. I mean, she could have thrown my house 50 yards, like my whole house. She could have picked up
shot
and
putter?
Yes. Stud. Yeah. And whenever he was going, Jacob Ott, who is already in the Hall of Fame out there, same grade. They were just going, or either same grade or 1 year apart. They're going to the state title every year together. So it was just like dominance there. So
that's the thing about track and field is you could be competing with your own teammates for a state title.
Exactly. But yeah, so I got to give him his due. And then obviously Dylan Swingle, he gets nominated in the Hall of Fame. I think this is his first year being able to be inducted. No brainer. I mean, full ride to Duquesne, goes to Bowling Green, absolutely dominates, but then decides.
Speaking of him at Bowling Green, when we had him on the show and I was doing all that research on him to make sure I did it justice.
Yeah.
I noticed he had amazing footwork. I wonder who taught him.
Yeah, I wonder how he got that good. Hey, you guys know that amazing jump hook that he has? He did not have that before a certain someone started to coach him. So
get him in the Hall. Get Coach Shu in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to text Dylan. I'm going to see if he wants to come on.
Dylan right now.
I'm going to text Swingle Dingle. Hold on. Sorry.
I think he just went to the Ravens-Bengals games.
He did. He had a good time over in D.C. This is how this program's run. Swiggle might be joining the show, or he might not, but the text has been sent, so we're going to figure out how that goes. But congratulations to them. I wanted to say my favorite Teagan moment. I'll give my – again, if you don't want to hear about Pay Valley, probably don't listen to a show that has Pay Valley alum as the host. But my favorite Teagan story, we're playing Uniota, so my Sherman tanks, I'm going to break your heart here. Unio's finally getting on the rise against some of my friends that I knew from there, and they're undefeated that year. They're actually beating us. We decide, they're beating us by like 3, third quarter. We're like, we're going to trot out the field goal unit, try and kick a field goal, tie the game up. What happens? We get the field goal blocked. And I'm like, damn, we're screwed. So I'm looking over. I'm like, well, I haven't heard a whistle yet. And I see Teagan. He's just walking back to the football, looks down, picks up, takes off. And I go full sunshine from Remember the Titans, take it off, just bam, bam, hitting people. He runs in for the touchdown, and we end up winning that. Play 53, Peyton North. Shout out to you. That's the play it was to that. I say it to him every time I see him in the bar. And then Dylan, man, we were good my junior year, but, man, we missed a big man. And then when he came on his freshman year, man, he could have been player of the year every single year. He was just so dominant. It took people literally hanging on this man. Referees didn't know how to ref this guy because he was just so big. They're like, well, if I caught a foul every time, he'd be shooting free throws.
1,000
Yeah, and she was like, if you call a foul, they'll stop fouling him. Like, he's like, sorry that he's just so dominant. You know what I mean? Like, he finished at like 4 points shy of 1,800.
And it's not just his size that is why
Footwork.
he's so dominant.
He can hit the three. He's a stretch 5.
Yeah, he's really smart too on the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
On the basketball court.
He made his teammates better. I mean, look at Bryce Newland's stats. Bryce Newland's a great basketball player. He had a strap. But the year they had Dylan, and Dylan could dish it out to him and put him in good situations, he was amazing. And the last 2 or 3 years without him, his points went way down.
You got to think when Dylan had the ball, probably like 2-3 other people's guys were on him down there on the block because he was getting double, triple, and quadruple teams sometimes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, want to give a shout out to them in the PV Hall of Fame. There's like one more round of applause for them. Congratulations, guys. You did something I will never do. But then we want to get on to something that the world was kind of taken a shock by, okay? We had some things become legal. We thought everybody was happy about it. And then Snoop Dogg
decided to drop this crap on
Yes, he steps down as the king of smoke. He said that. He said that he's not going to smoke anymore.
He's going smokeless.
But it's not the smoke that we were talking about. Apparently, he had a new ad going out here. I think Andy's going to get this pulled up for us real quick so we can take a look at this. So he posted on his Instagram, I'm done with smoke, a couple days ago. Everybody, we all know
the marketing genius of making us wait 2 days before he drops the ad.
Yeah. Then today he drops this video. And what is it for? A smokeless fire pit. Genius! This man is a marketing genius. And also, I want one. Like, that thing looks awesome. But yeah, so the Solo Stove. Shout out to them. Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Not a sponsor.
Hashtag not a sponsor. Hashtag we have to say our name so we don't get sued. Hashtag don't sue us. But yeah, so he posted that on his Instagram a couple of days ago, then comes out with that. Marketing genius.
Yeah. There's a few people.
Don't let the Knicks legend
can't let Spencer Haywood fall on the floor. He's went through too much.
Yes, he has.
But yeah, no, I mean, there's a few people like the Beatles. They're marketing geniuses.
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
Didn't know Snoop Dogg was in this.
I'll find a Dr. Pepper in here.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Hashtag not a sponsor. But yeah, no, marketing genius. I mean, what he's done with what is her name? Betty Crocker? Nope.
Martha Stewart, the one who got arrested. Yeah, kind of the same.
Betty Crocker, Martha Stewart, they're cousins, right?
Yeah, I mean,
something like that.
I don't know at all.
But yeah, Snoop Dogg, he's doing amazing things, but not as amazing as this man. Now, this is an older video, and if you want to go ahead and start pulling this one up, this man is an absolute superhero, okay? If you guys know me and you know my phobia, wasps, not a fan.
I don't know if this guy's a superhero more as he's a super villain. He's
not
to
a
society,
human.
He needs to be destroyed.
Oh no! He's running away. He's running away from the superhero. Your picture is. He's like, I don't even want to be on screen with him.
Yeah.
But no, So, quick story before we say this. We go to the Uniota game for Uniota versus Waverly, and Coach Combs is like, hey, there's an outlet on the other side.
It's A.D. Combs.
Sorry, yeah. A.D. Combs says, hey, there's an outlet over there if you want to plug in. And I'm like, you know what? No biggie. I'll jump the fence, plug it in, open the outlet, and like 10 billion wasps come flying out. And I scream like a little girl and start running away like, ah! And the MVD is just doing nothing but laughing as I am on the brink of death because if it flies and stings, it's not for me. So
my favorite fact about wasp is they like sense adrenaline. So like when somebody's scared of them, they're like, oh, let me go see what this is all about. So
my favorite thing about wasps is nothing. I think that they have no meaning in life at all whatsoever. But this guy, he hates wasps to the point where he is not afraid. So this is Mr.
Anti-Clay.
Yes. All right. No. No, it's okay.
Give us just 1 second.
He broke the camera because of how terrible this man's strength is. But no, so what happens is he goes up to this wasp nest and just says, I clap, you die. He eats these things.
Oh, he smushes them up in his hand and then he eats them. And the premise of the story, the video, so that way you guys know what it is, it's a guy making a video for his ex-lady friend. Oh, it looks like we got it.
Oh, here we go.
You'll know the video.
Yeah, so. Oh, Andy, I think you need to switch screens there. It's on the preview screen.
It's on the green bar, not the red bar.
So, yes, this is Superman Wasp. So that's the wasp nest right there above his house, above his door, as you say. He says, you know what? You know what that wasp nest is? A nuisance.
I think right here what he's saying, he just said, you know what? I don't like wasps very nice. Mr. Wasp, leave me alone.
You know what? One time I had a wasp. Oh, my God! Bare hand! Look! My God! Look at this man! And then you know what he says? He said, this man is not real!
Yeah, I believe this video, though, in it, because we don't have the sound, he's talking to his ex-lady and her new boyfriend about who's tougher.
I would say that man.
Yeah.
If I was
no man's tougher than that guy.
If I was that lady's current boyfriend, I would say, we're done. Okay? I'm team this guy.
You know whose picture is in the Salty Splatoon as banned, kicked out, too tough to be in there? That man. Bowl of nails for breakfast. He eats wasps.
Without any milk.
No milk. I didn't see a drink.
I didn't see a bowl. I didn't see utensils. He said, like, oh my
caveman
God.
activity. Like I said, menace to society.
He needs to be locked up. We need to investigate this man.
Up.
Area 51, you lost one of your patients, okay? Come get your guy. But you know who could come get him? Spider-Man. Spider-Man is real. Spider-Man is very real. So we have come to the conclusion here at Ride the Wave Show that New York is just a social experiment.
Big old social experiment.
Government's
planting a bunch of people in there to see how people react to it.
It's like, hey, we're talking about melting pots. We're just going to put a bunch of I don't know what's into a melting pot and stir it. So as you see here, you've seen the Spider-Man movies, and everybody's like, man, are they real? We're going to see this gentleman try to rob somebody, and then nobody but the Spider-Man can. So here we go. Guy robs him. Spider-Man jumps off the top of the train and chases him down, says, give me back that money!
Uses the spider sense to dodge the mop. Doesn't get wet. Doesn't get a single drop of water on him.
Dude, he's actually out there in some kick-ass Jordans. He's like, look at me. I'm super fly for a Spider-Man guy. Look, this guy, no shirt on. He says, what could possibly go wrong?
Shout out Spider-Man 1 when he wore the Jordan ones.
Yeah.
When he went wrestling.
Come up with a better name. I'm the man Spider. But yeah, so we want to let you guys know Spider-Man is real.
And he's in New York.
Yeah, so you can fall asleep safe tonight knowing Spider-Man's out there keeping you safe.
Yeah.
I also forgot to tell you, Tony is actually playing Super Dad today, so he'll be calling in a little bit later on the show as we get ahead. We got some big topics coming up. We got the NFL. We got a new segment this week, Adam, and we got the draft. What are we drafting? I almost burped. Thanksgiving meals. We're not drafting I almost burped. That just actually
We're
happened.
drafting Thanksgiving meals because of the holiday season. So
Exactly.
only,
Thanksgiving being on
perfect.
Thursday,
I can't wait.
Dr. Pepper, not a good thing to drink.
I don't know why you did
I had a drink. There's no water over here. Drink Dr.
water.
Pepper. Drink Dr. Pepper too fast. Can't even talk about Dr. Pepper because I can't talk.
Dr. Pepper is like the most burpy drink ever. I feel like
But
anytime
do you
they're
want
like,
23 flavors in one?
yeah, you're going to be burping.
23 times more.
Yeah. But when they break the Guinness World Record for longest and loudest burp, they always use Dr. Pepper.
That's true. I saw the Guinness Book of World Record longest piss broken on this Washington-Oregon State game. So getting into the college football world, Washington, number 5, they had a doozy against Oregon State. But the real talking point is this fan. Sometimes you got to go and you can't hold it. So this is a Washington fan that said, you know what? Why even try? I don't know if you can see too much, but he is literally peeing under the table.
Had a little bit too much agua.
Yeah. If you drink too much water and a little bit too much apple juice, the streams go afloat.
If you can't handle your water and your apple juice, maybe you just don't go out in public and be drinking a whole bunch of it.
COVID did that to some people. They're like, hey, kind of forgot what it's like to be out in society. I'm just going to pee right here.
I'm an active fool.
Yeah.
I'm an active fool.
I'm an active fool. You know what happens to the fool? You get schooled. Oh, man. I don't know why people tune into this. But thank you. If you are tuning in, we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. And guess what? We can't thank them enough for tuning in. All right. But again, Washington, they beat Oregon State. I think that is going to solidify them going into the number 5 for college football. Florida State did win, but their season's over, man.
It's over, and I'm glad it's over. Down, done, not making the playoffs. Suck one. Suck an egg.
This is a totally unbiased opinion here. Adam, will you let people know what your totally unbiased opinion is of Florida State?
Take out the S in FSU and switch the U in front of the F.
I don't even know what you're trying to
University of Florida. Woo!
Alrighty, so that's what his unbiased opinion. I think they're done unless they have a backup quarterback that's going to just Tom Brady their season or Cardale Jones it. But I don't see that happening because if they go to the ACC tournament title, they will have to play a team called Louisville. I don't know if you ever heard of them. But I think if they win, man.
Another great school.
Yeah.
Great city to live in. If anybody's ever lived around there, it's amazing.
I wonder if you've had experience, Adam.
I have.
Oh, okay.
I call it the Papa John Stadium because that's what it'll always be to me, even though it's Cardinal Stadium now. But that place is rocking.
So we know what kind of person you are.
On Saturday.
But, I think
who likes baseball because I'm about history and stuck in my ways. And it's still Papa John Stadium on NCAA 14.
Shout out. But I think if Louisville runs the table, they meet Florida State, they beat Florida State, and then Washington drops one. Because Washington could very well drop one. They have Washington State this week. Rivalry week. You never know what's going to happen out there. And then if they win that, then they got to play Oregon.
I haven't been married to this Washington team. They're good, but I just don't think they're, championship team.
Yeah, man. And if you're going to put Oregon in there because of Bo Nix, I mean, he's 30.
Yeah, he is 30.
I don't know. I can if Louisville wins out and beats FSU, Michigan and Ohio State, obviously one of them are going to have one loss.
My thing is, I don't think that
another burp.
I don't think one of those two teams knocks the other one out. If I'll be honest, I think if it's
Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, I think Michigan wins.
Maybe a rematch in the playoffs.
I think Ohio State's still in there. If Ohio State wins, I think Michigan's still in there. I just think those are two of the best teams, especially if it's a close game. But, if it's kind of a blowout, probably going to get knocked out.
Sorry, that was Dylan Swingle saying that.
Oh, no, it's okay.
But, yeah, no, I just – do I think Louisville's going to make the playoffs? No. But I see a road for it to be a possibility. And if they make the playoffs, it makes their name look better.
better odds than FSU this year, right?
100%.
At this particular time.
Yes.
Because Louisville's thing is, they did lose to, kind of crappier school, but that's Louisville's bread and butter. They
Yeah.
beat the good schools. They beat a great Notre Dame.
Who'd they lose to?
Was it Georgia Tech?
Maybe. I don't know. It was really early in the year.
I think it was after that Notre Dame game.
No, they had one loss going to that Notre Dame game. That's why everybody thought Notre Dame sucked, because Louisville had one loss. I was like, yeah, lost to. We have 3 losses. The only one that's really bad is Clemson. But, again, there's a way for them to be there. But speaking of rivalry week, none bigger than Ohio State.
They lost to Pitt the week after Notre Dame.
Pitt. It was the week. So, yeah, they were undefeated against Notre Dame. And then lose to Pitt?
Yeah,
Pitt's only has 2
Pitt.
wins on the season, one's to Louisville?
Yeah.
Hey, they have 3. They beat Boston College. Got me some good mum.
Yeah, I said they played Georgia Tech to start the year off, and that was a close one, but
Yeah.
Louisville squeaked by. But, yeah, they played bad teams bad and good teams good.
I hate teams like that, bro. Like, I hate teams like that
when
I'm cheering for them, because it's like, just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's
win against the bad teams and win against the good teams.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Win all the time.
Yeah, undefeated all the time, every time.
It's like they never played any NCAA or
Come
Madden
on,
or
man.
anything
Yeah.
like that.
If you played
Put
Madden,
it on easy mode.
Exactly, and figure out how to win. That's what I do every Friday. I mean, come on, people. You see how I'm not coaching, you are? Listen to me, okay? Jeez. But speaking of listening, you probably shouldn't listen to me on this rivalry. Ohio State versus Michigan. It's a huge rivalry. I have not been embedded in it in my life, but I have been surrounded by it. It gets wild. Andy, obviously cheering for Ohio State this week. Big Ohio State guy. As he's giving me, look, he's calling him number 1 right now.
He's calling him number 1 twice.
Yeah, he's like, they're so number 1.
And Derek wearing Ohio State stuff is calling Ohio State number 1 right back to him.
That's insane. Oh, my God. So much number 1-ness going over here. We even got number 1 quarterback jersey on there.
We do.
Team Tebow. But I think this Ohio State-Michigan game is going to be insane. I think it, like you said, it could be game 1 of 2, because the loser could very well be. Now, here's what I say. What happens when one of these guys win and then go and Iowa plays Mr. Upset City? When they beat them 9-7.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You never know.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Why not?
Well, okay. Well, that would be hilarious to have 2-1, because I think that doesn't knock the other team out, because they beat. Say Ohio State goes.
What if it jumps Iowa to number 4? Because they look, Big Ten champ.
Fine.
So hey, hold on.
Number 1.
Hold on. So here's the thing. We're expanding 12 teams. If they're going conference championship, and then Iowa supposedly would win this year, then what the hell would you do? Bam, new controversy. Now we have sports shows for the rest of time. Found new controversy in it.
It's just going to go 1, 2, 3, Big Ten. And then Georgia or Alabama, whichever one.
And then figure it out after that. But, yeah, what happens?
But
all seriousness, what happens if Iowa beats Ohio State or Michigan in the Big Ten championship?
Pandemonium.
Well,
we'll be shocked for sure.
Yeah, I definitely won't see that coming for sure.
Iowa will have shocked the nation.
All right, so let's shock people, Adam. Who do you think's going to make the playoffs right now?
Right now, Ohio State and Michigan.
Whoa!
I think both of them are making it. I just said it. I think both of them are making it.
Whoa! Okay.
I'm going to say both of them.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to have one loss between the two of them. Iowa's not winning. Iowa's not winning.
I thought you meant they're both going to have one loss. I was like, Iowa's going to be the new Big Ten champs.
They will have
bleed that
loss.
black and gold.
They will have one loss between the two.
Okay, so we have Ohio State, Michigan. Gotta go Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What if Bama beats Georgia?
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to get in. I think they're winning the SEC this year. And
Louisville?
Yeah, I'm gonna put Louisville in there.
Really?
I think they beat FSU.
Okay.
And I think
so Washington will have to lose this week,
and then they're gonna lose in the Pac-12 championship.
And then that means Louisville will be jumping Oregon.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
the confidence in that. Yep. I bet that
there's an age limit on the playoffs, and Bo Nix just. Brady's too old.
Limit on playoffs.
They said, "Oh, whoa! You played Justin Herbert 6 years ago. He's in the NFL. Now you play for his school. Get out of town."
There's an age limit. Okay.
Why do you think Josh Whedon picked to go?
I'm going Notre Dame #1. They're gonna pole vault Loved it. No, for real, I'm going to go Ohio State just solely because of ESPN bets. And then I'm also going to go Georgia. I think that they win. Oh, man. Because now that I keep thinking about Bama, like, Saban's pissed.
Saban is pissed. They got a couple losses down there.
Saban's not happy, dude.
Yeah, but
could we see?
Dude,
could we see?
I'm wearing a Florida jersey, and I'm telling you, the Georgia Bulldogs are going to beat them. Listen to me, Clay.
Could we see a Big Ten versus SEC, Big Ten versus SEC Final Four?
I was thinking that, but I don't think Bama gets in with those losses unless they just do the same
But if they beat Georgia, Georgia only has one loss. Bama has one loss and conference title.
They have one or two losses.
They have one, and it was to Texas.
I thought they had two.
Yeah.
No, because they.
So now you're saying, because you think Georgia would win.
Yeah, I think Georgia's win. I still think Georgia's winning.
All right, I'm gonna go Washington, Georgia, Ohio State. Yeah, that was.
Andy's telling you you're number one right now.
That was rolling off my tongue too fast because then I got to that fourth one.
I know that's how I felt, dude.
Definitely I go to Louisville. I don't know.
You're the one that said it before we.
I don't even know who would think that's even a possibility.
You planted this in my head.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go with man.
He said man. Oh, dude, Oregon's losing to Oregon State this week.
I'm going.
So,
you know what? I'm going Bama. Yeah, I'm going SEC, Big Ten.
Well, you know all about that Iron Bowl down there. They played between two people.
Auburn just lost to New Mexico State after giving them $1.4 billion.
Kick six.
They just paid $1.4 million to lose.
Because they didn't need that money. They didn't need it.
You didn't need that money.
They didn't need it.
All righty. Well, you know who needs that money? The Browns. The Browns. The Browns. I don't know why that was a terrible segment, but I'm just going to get to it. The Browns beat the freaking Steelers. If you're a Steelers fan, you suck.
You suck. I say the Browns do need that money because they paid Deshaun Watson all this money to just be hurt. When really,
DTR is my Lord and Savior right
now.
I love him to death. We got Joe Flacco.
Other than Cora Bean.
Yes. Shout out to Cora Bean. Sorry. So if that's an off-air conversation, but no. So DTR does great. We signed Joe Flacco. I'm to the point where keep Joe Flacco as like a mentor. If someone else gets hurt again, maybe puts him in. I don't know why I'm putting so many S's.
Said this the other day. Joe Flacco does have the best, statistically, best playoff run in the history of the playoffs.
A great defense.
With a great defense, yes. So he can just kind of coach DTR, kind of tell him, hey, don't do too much. Let this defense win games for you.
Yeah.
So I think this is a blessing in disguise for the Browns, their quarterback going down. But you know who it's not a blessing for? The Bungles.
Yeah. The Bungles have a very big problem, and it is Joe Burrow is out for the season again.
Yeah, I think he got in 52 starts, he's been sacked 154 times.
More than Andrew Luck. Sorry, I'm going to send this link to Tony. But keep that, yeah. But he's been sacked more than Andrew Luck, who retired early.
Yeah, and then somebody else has the same amount of starts, has 52 starts, and has been Joe has 52 starts, been sacked 150 times. I can't remember the other quarterback's name, but he has 52 starts or 55 starts and 115 sacks.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
and then
protect this guy.
Yeah, and they keep saying, we'll get linemen, we'll get linemen. Well, the linemen you have gotten suck. One of my favorite things is the guy's like, I'm your new bodyguard. Has literally given up the most sacks out of any lineman on that line. Like you can't say stuff like that and then not produce. And then they have. So the Browns are looking good because they got the Bungles. Yep. Last game of the year, they got the Jets, who are the Jets. The Bears, no problem. And then, they got the Jaguars. That's weird to say.
Yeah,
the Jaguars are a problem. They only have 2
Lawrence
losses.
And, is it ETN down there? I said they're doing pretty well down there.
And I think that's the remaining games. So, very good possibility they win out. Very good possibility they win one game. It's the Browns. So I'm taking it week by week, but that defense, man, they said that there hasn't been a better defense like this since the 2008 Steelers, who won a Super Bowl.
They did.
So it's a good time to be a
guy
Browns
like Troy Polamalu on that team. Miles Garrett's, he's a different position, obviously.
He
but
had such good hair.
He did. That's
like the best hair.
That's why I use Head and Shoulders.
Head and Shoulders. Hey, I got long hair, and I said, well, Troy Polamalu said to use this. Also, I'm going to say this right now. All these, like, Browns fans are like, our biggest rivalry is the Steelers. Like, I haven't said this on the podcast yet. It is the Ravens. Because you know who the Ravens are? The Browns.
They were the
They
Browns.
literally are the Browns. The Browns, when they moved, became the Ravens, and then the next year won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I hate you.
I hate you.
Like, I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not. I hate you. Like, so, yeah. Screw the Ravens. Glad we got that win a couple of weeks ago, then followed up with a win this week. You know who's just stacking up wins right now, though?
Who's that?
The Niners. They're
Niners.
good.
Oh,
my God,
really
dude. They got Joey Bosa. They got Chase Young back.
That should be illegal.
Yeah.
Like if the NBA is gonna say, hey, Chris Paul can't go play with Kobe Bryant.
The dumbest thing.
Then
I've
Chase
ever heard.
Young can't be playing with Bosa.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
And then with McCaffrey and
who joined Debo Sanders.
Debo Sanders. That
Samuel.
would be a problem,
Yeah.
Debo Sanders.
Yeah, Debo Samuels.
With Debo Samuel, with George Kittle, with Brandon Ayuk. I mean, and then Trent Williams as a lineman. I mean, that team is a problem.
I think Brock Purdy's all right, but I don't know if he's.
But whenever he
so
was
amazing.
going there, they had Jimmy Garoppolo, who's considered a stud. They had Trey Lance.
Yeah.
No, Trey Lance got hurt. And then, but whenever Chris McCaffrey got traded, there, Brock Purdy was already rolling.
Yeah.
And then, so watch out for the 49ers. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I do think they're kind of the team to beat going into the playoffs here.
Oh, 100%. And then we got a Super Bowl rematch tonight with the Chiefs, the Eagles. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the week. But now it's time for our new segment.
Chiefs and the Eagles, a little brother-to-brother action in that one. Got the Kelce's going at it.
They have an album out.
They do.
Yeah, it's
the Eagles Christmas album.
It's so wild,
featuring
bro.
Travis in a brother song.
You date Taylor Swift for 1 month, and you think you're a superstar. You know, like, hey, shout out to the Ohio guys, though, keeping it going. But speaking of songs, that does take us to our new segment on the show. We're going to go with Song of the Week. We decided, we want to get a little bit more personal, let you guys know a little bit more about us. And, if you like the music, because we're obviously great music minds, go check that out. So we're just going to give you a song that we like, why we like it, and stuff like that. Adam, I will let you go first. What is your Song of the Week?
My Song of the Week is going to be an old one. It's by 4 Non-Blondes. It's is What's Up. It was my mom's favorite song. It's real hard for me to listen to right now. It's just one of my favorites. Absolutely love it.
Absolute classic.
If you see me screaming my lungs out in my car, it's because I'm singing it. But that's my Song of the Week. Shout out my moms.
Shout out moms. I'm actually going to keep it on that same train. I'm going to go with Easy Win on Grateful Dead's first. I'm going to actually have the album right here. Hashtag don't sue me. I think I'm allowed to do this. On the Working Man's Dead album, it was their first album. It was my dad's first album. And then it was the first album that he bought me for a record. And Easy Win was his favorite song. It's an absolute banger. It comes on in crazy times. I still text him sometimes. Sent him a text the other day. I think it was about the show and everything like that, because something good happened. And then as I sent that at Applebee's, Easy Win came on the radio. I was like, yo, what the hell? So, yeah, I'll have to go with Easy Win. It's an absolute banger. Me and Tony and started that tradition there for a little bit where we were jamming out to that before the show. Stinks that Tony's not here for this segment, but whenever he gets on later, I'm sure
we'll have to ask him.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him for that one. But those are some 2 songs where if you haven't listened to them, which I'm sure you have because those are some oldies and there's some classics. But if you haven't listened to them, go give them a listen. They're amazing songs. Get Jim out. Tell us what your favorite songs are. Tweet at us, send us a message, anything like that. Let us know what we should be listening to on your playlist. I'm always into music. Shu, we don't ask him that question because we don't have 6 days to listen to all the concerts he's been to.
He's going to start off with the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then work his way down.
He's going to start with the Beatles, give you a lecture on the Beatles, tell you why every other band would be wrong, and then pick the Beatles again. That would basically be him. But talking about best songs, let's get on to some best players, Adam. We officially have the All-District Player of the Years. We're going to do this first because there's a lot of them, so we're going to give you the class first. So the first one, Paint Valley cleans house in their division with Braylon Robertson getting the Player of the Year. Peyton Bell getting Lineman of the Year, and Corey Dye, Coach of the Year. Good season out there for the Bearcats.
Great season for them.
They came up short in the last 2 games, but they got that playoff win, got on to that next week, and I still think Corey Dye is really building something special out there. And, again, Braylon, Jr., Preston, sophomore, Carson, Junior. Like, damn.
Yeah, I was super excited to find out that those kids were just so young.
Yeah.
They still at least had one more year on them. So
yeah.
Like, I got to watch them again next year.
Yeah, it's like fantasy. And then we got no-brainer winning the Division IV Player of the Year with his dad being one of the coaches of the year in that division. So that's always nice to see the father-son combo winning again, putting it in the records books and really sending New off on a high note for his career.
Yeah, that's got to be something special to be father and son and just go through this together.
Yeah, it is. And Matt, he still has one more year of it with Blake Hoops coming out. So, but then we go to Division III. Walford gets that one. I mean, and
yeah,
Mr. Kent State, who would have thought anyone else was getting it? I mean, that kid was an absolute stud every time he touched the ball. I mean, let's not forget the Jordan Flu game that he had. I mean,
let's not forget his name.
Yeah, Adam.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he wins the Player of the Year for Division III. Then Dylan Weirs of Zane Trace, Coach of the Year for Division V. No brainer on that one.
Yeah, I said this is his first year as a coach too, wasn't it?
It was his first year. So the first year of the
his first year of what, Clay? What are you? What is this?
Derek sent it to me.
What is this?
Jeez Louise!
Why would you do that? There!
Oh my God! Oh.
What is it of?
This girl got ah!
And he went right back.
Oh my God!
He went right back into that too.
We got it.
86 the video, Clay.
Oh man, we're just here talking about Dylan Weirs being the coach of the year.
Old Faithful. Guys are out in Utah. Wait, it's not in Utah. It's Wyoming, isn't it?
What?
The guys are Old Faithful.
Oh, I don't know, man. That was something.
It was basically right there.
I'm sorry. That was unexpected. That was hilarious. Your reaction was awesome. So, hey, listen. So, first shout out to Beautifully Stained. Forgive me this tattoo. This is not beautifully stained. This is how you
uglily stained.
Yeah, this is something that happens to you in the tattoo world. Oh my God! Oh man, I can't believe that. Oh, hey, I think I heard that you were getting your tattoo degree starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh man, the randomness of that was so awesome. That's assault.
That's assault, brother.
All right.
Because everybody knows the age-old argument.
Yeah.
It's P.
It's P. Oh, but off of that, the Division VII Player of the Year. Oh man, I wish Tony was here for that one. That was insane in the membrane. Again, if you have some funny clips that you think you would like to see our reaction, make sure you send them to us and we'll give them a watch. We got that one from Twitter. That was absolutely wild, dude. Absolutely wild.
I love that.
What else was wild? That Eastern offense, because they cleaned house in Division 7 as well. They had Scott Tomlinson and his son being the Division 7 Coach of the Year and Lineman of the Year, with Dylan Morton being Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, stud. Absolute stud. You can't get over it, can you?
It's just the timing. Like we had to go back on and tell.
Oh, this show is awesome. It is awesome. Listen, there's a reason.
I just imagine him just like, when you guys get your shout out? After this little part right here.
Yeah. It's like, when's your shout out? Well,
you see Old Faithful there?
Yeah. Give me a minute. We'll be right after this. Why can't you just fast forward? Because it is also kind of hilarious. It's, your reaction, I cannot wait to go back and watch that. That was so awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, getting back to the program, though. Coach Carp, Coach of the Year for Gridiron Glory.
Gridiron Glory Coach of the Year.
I think we got the
that means something.
Yep. Gridiron Glory got T.J. Carper as their Coach of the Year.
So handsome. So handsome.
Coach Carp with the swag. He is the Coach of the Year. And then we actually had a few players on the All Gridiron Glory team from one was from Vinton County, right?
No, there was one kid from Vinton County, but there's a couple kids from.
Yeah, we had Hurd on there. Jace Hurd.
Yeah, so we had Ashton Allman at the center.
Yeah.
You had Garrett Guess at the tight end. You had Hurd in the backfield. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So again, a lot of people getting recognized here. But you know, what else do you expect whenever it comes to
the fighting off of the birds, dude? Yeah. So we got Garrett Guess at tight end. We got Cole Davis on the offensive line with. Rowan Gilmore, Ashton Allman, David Spiker?
Spike.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Peyton Jackson was actually the quarterback. So the quarterback.
Peyton Jackson. Yeah. That's like Peyton Manning and Bo Jackson. No wonder. Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, so – Adam, we get to the end of football. It is completely wrapped up with Wheelersburg being the last team that we covered. They lost on Friday. What are your final thoughts on the football season?
Oh, it was a hell of a ride.
It was squirtastic.
Yeah, it was a hell of a ride, to say the least.
Yeah, it was. You know, again, I definitely thought Piketon was going to be better. They were not. Zane Trace proved us wrong for sure. Should definitely put more respect on the name. I also thought Payne Valley kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, that was the thing. We, going into the season, we were like, Zane Trace is – oh, we got Big Tone.
It's Tone and the one and only Big Tony.
Am I on?
Yes, sir.
I got some fire for you guys here.
Oh, no. Like a real fire?
So we were gifted some pretty Oh, that's a sweet potato, my guy. Oh, sweet potato. Nicely done, my guy. But we were gifted some fire because we did so well at the wiener dog races.
Uh-oh.
We were gifted personal tees for the Oktoberfest wiener dog race.
It's a wiener pretzel.
It's literally. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Probably rude. I can't grab a shirt with one hand. What am I? Mr. Miyagi?
Mr. Miyagi. Yes, master.
Fire.
Oh, that is insane.
Fire.
Absolute fire. That's awesome.
Love every second of it.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, so we were just
also, I got my 4. I'm going Buckeyes, Georgia, Alabama, Washington.
I like that. I like that 4.
I know you guys think it might a little bit crazy. One's going to have to beat the other one, but I think Alabama wins and they still let Georgia in.
I got Louisville in mine.
So you think Alabama wins? Wait, so what was your 4 again?
So it's Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Washington.
Yeah, okay. I can definitely see that happening, especially if Washington runs the table. Now, we also need to know, what's your song of the day?
Today, actually, I caught Use Your Love by the Outfielders, and I've been hooked on it.
Okay.
Josie's got a vacation far away.
No, I used this song to pick up a girl one time.
What? Okay, story time.
And there's just not much to it. I just was like, she was like, you're a little too young for me. And I was like, I like my girls just a little bit older. And she started laughing. And I was like, so numbered. She was like, write me a letter and drop it in my mailbox. I was like, nah,
that sounds like a lot of work.
The one-liner should have got
right.
you.
What, you want to buy carrier pigeon? My God.
Yeah, I know.
This is Harry Potter. All right, so Tony, we're getting it. First up, I don't know if you were watching, but we just wrapped up the Player of the Years. Obviously, anybody that was on there. We also had a bunch of all-team first teams and stuff like that. Aiden Dunn was one that popped off the list to me. Peyton Bell obviously on that list. So there's any names that popped off to you that you feel like maybe needs more of a shout out?
Well, you're talking player of the years and different things like that. Zane Brownfield's still out there, still has another year. I saw quite a few pictures where he was holding up quite a few awards. What'd you drop? He was holding up quite a few awards. I'm excited to see him back. When you talk, and you said Aiden Dunn, he was one of your personal favorites. I know that. It's like what he does on the field. I'm glad that you see guys like him get recognized because it's not just one little thing. Like he did a lot of things on special teams, and at times where you think the game isn't really watchable, where normal or we'll say casual fans don't really see it. He's doing those types of things, and I'm glad the people recognize.
Yeah,
that.
man. I mean, like he had punt returns for a touchdown, blocked field goal for a touchdown. I mean, he was all over the place. So it was glad to see them get their due. We were kind of saying our final thoughts on the season. I said, Piketon not really doing what we thought. I thought Westfall came out of nowhere as well as Payne Valley. I thought Payne Valley would be good this year. But, man, they surprised me as an alumni. I thought they did very, very well. I don't want to say they exceeded, their talent level. I don't want to say that. I just want to say I think I slept on them personally a little bit. So I want to give them their due. What are your thoughts on the season, Tone?
Well, I mean, honestly speaking, when somebody doesn't even think the quarterback should be drafted, I don't know how much faith you can have in them. But I did. And so I might have saw that coming before the Payne Valley alumni.
Well, I did.
But that's all fine and dandy too. But
boom, boom.
All that being said, it's like you had some guys coming in and guys going into their second year that you didn't really know what was going to happen or how much they were going to do, and they were just absolute studs.
Yeah.
And that's probably to the downfall of teams like Piketon and teams that we kind of saw established studs. And I think if Luke can make that step to his next year, Piketon can really be something to mess with. I mean, shoot, buddy's a junior too.
Yeah, but you still got Gunner the Stunner coming up over there at Zane Trace, man. I mean, I think Zane Trace, they lose a lot, but they still have a lot.
You're losing a big cheat code. I saw this picture where it was just 3 metal doors that were bent like something ran through.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. I was about to be like Blake Phillips on the 4-yard line, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was Garrett Brown from Vinton County.
Yeah, but so again, great football season out first. Can't wait to get back into it, but time to get into my favorite sport, basketball. And we're going to start with college basketball. Cam Evans of Zane Trace, now at Otterbein, is absolutely balling right now. They had a scrimmage against Ohio University at Ohio University. Top scorer of the scrimmage absolutely went off. They've had 3 games: Ohio Wesleyan, Oberlin, and Earlham. Yeah, that's how you say that last one. 11, 9, and 22. I mean, he hasn't missed. He's missed 1 free throw all year. He's really shooting from the floor, and again, he's still facilitating, being an absolute dog. Can't wait to get up to Otterbein. We got his schedule. Can't wait to go up and see him in person because from the highlights I'm seeing out of him, he's stepping up his game this year.
Yeah, I say in their actual season opener after the Ohio State exhibition or the Ohio University exhibition game, he comes out and drops 22.
Yeah, says bam,
bam,
bam. But yeah, liking to see what's coming out of him and the Otterbein Cardinals up there. Tony, have you seen anything about Cam popping up on your timeline? I just feel like every time I see an Otterbein tweet, it's hey Cam scored again. Like it's insane.
Is it like okay? So there's a couple things that we might be able to call us Mr. Miyagi's for. One of them being that RPO kind of stuff for Bryce Wickline. Like we saw that coming only because we listened to the kid and, he might have dropped a couple subtle hits.
Yeah.
And so that's nice. We saw some things coming from Payne Valley, in places other people didn't see, and we've made our things. Cam Evans, when we're sitting there being like, oh, you're 6-man, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, but you're hitting game winners?
Yeah.
Like, how is this math is not necessarily adding up in my mind to being a 6-man for very long. And it's just glad that they finally saw what Ride the Wave so saw. And
and it looks like the players are really rallying around him too. Like he's showing that next leadership step. I don't know what the hell schedule came. He's showing that leadership schedule.
Dude, when you have a kid that says the idol he looked up to was not an NBA player, it was a former player at his high school, that says something about leadership. Like it does, because it's not like you have unrealistic expectations that you're about to be Kobe Bryant or you're about to be Allen Iverson like I did. Okay, but it's
dude, I was the next LeBron. What are you talking about?
Yeah, why did I pick 24? Because he was one better than Jordan's number. Come on now. But he's dude, absolute stud. I'm glad it's working out for him.
Dude, and Xander, he's up there at Heidelberg. He's doing pretty good. They had their first game or two. He's obviously still trying to find his way as a freshman, but he's getting some good minutes. I think his role is, hey, we need you to be a sharpshooter this year. Maybe come in off the bench and surprise some people. So I'm glad to see, again, a couple more SVC guys getting up into the college.
I think just under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
So I take that all day.
Yeah, they're working.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
You come into some of those smaller league schools, like those guys are playing for years. To get yourself 10 minutes right as a freshman, I'll take that all day.
Yeah,
and he's getting quality shots and quality looks, too. So that's going to be something that the coaches are going to see. Like, all right, it looks like he's making them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not just he's taking quality shots. He's making quality shots.
There's going to be the midseason stretch where there's maybe a couple injuries, maybe a couple foul trouble games where he's going to be able to get a decent bit of minutes. I think he's going to step up.
Yeah. So, again, like to see them going out there. And we like to see friend of the show, Dante Jackson and his Xavier squad mollywhopped St. Mary last night. Did you see that, Tony?
I did not.
Oh, my God. It was terrible. It was like 81 to like 40 something. It might have been worse than that. It was bad. I mean, that was a good St. Mary's team that they beat. But Xavier, I think that put them at 2-2 or 3-2, and that was in one of the classics that are.
But one of those L's be like
number
Purdue.
2 Purdue, and they played them hard.
To be
the
honest,
whole game.
We watched a good portion of that, or we watched it together, I should say. You guys continued watching it, but we watched a good portion of that game. It wasn't like they rolled over at all.
No, I think what happened was Purdue got out to about a 10 to 11 point lead for a little bit. And then Xavier was right there with him, but it was never like Xavier could go on an 11-0 run. It was just like
exactly, but that's to be expected. To be honest, all I don't want to see is a quit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I played Episcopal Academy with Gerald Henderson and Wayne Ellington, and I'll tell you, I quit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I quit. But the Musketeers, they could be a dark horse in the tournament this year. Honestly, they could be putting out some teams that are.
I really think they could be.
Yeah, especially after the Sweet 16 last year. They got some good players coming back.
This team's got a lot of like age like sophomore and juniors on it. I'm pretty sure. So I think they're going to take that deep, as well as they're just going to continue to get better throughout the season.
And they run their sets really well, man. I mean, they run. That's one thing that I like about watching the women's game is if you want to watch how sets should be ran, how fundamental basketball should be played. Women's basketball all day, every day. I mean, they run their sets to perfection.
Plays.
Yes, they catch, get into a triple threat, shot fakes, pass fakes. I mean, it's amazing to watch. And Xavier does that very, very well too. Probably because of the amazing coaching that they have.
It's hard to call them like a mid-major, but like,
because they're in the Big East.
Yeah,
but
they're kind of a bigger school, but it's just like the schools that are maybe like one-dimensional, where they're just basketball or they're trying to rebuild and stuff like that, they have to get back to playing good games like that.
Like they're like a Villanova, man. They're all basketball, and then the football is like FCS, like Division 1B or whatever. But yeah, they're off to a good start. Then your faithful took a hard L last night. They got beat on a buzzer beater against Texas. I think even in your favorite arena too, in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sad. But
Texas is not a bad team this year.
No, Texas is ranked, so not a bad loss to Louisville. Louisville's still trying to come on the come up after all those sanctions and everything.
I think they're currently beating. They are currently beating Indiana right now.
I don't like to hear that.
Yeah, that score is 55.
IU is just disrespecting Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
And then, hey, JMU baby 4-0, ranked number 22 after beating Michigan State and making
well deserved.
Yeah. Tony, JMU guy, how you feeling about them Dukes down there?
I'll tell you right now, even the people that were trying to come at me after the loss, they're all texting me in the morning being like, hey, they're at JMU. And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, it's rowdy as hell. I came down here from James Madison, and everybody's like, oh, so they're like Athens? Look, party schools can be different, okay? JMU is different. It's in the middle of nowhere. You act like Athens is, but it's not. Just stop. Like, I'm talking middle of nowhere.
Like
so it is literally
nowhere.
just a town of 20,000
right
people.
Here. This is JMU, middle.
Yeah, but I'll also
Athens
say,
is
either
nowhere
way, we got a bunch
adjacent
of dogs
before
down
being
there.
in
We
the
do a
middle of
great
nowhere.
college game day. We end up losing on some crazy shit, which I'm kind of okay. Like, I'm not okay with the loss, but did you see it was an all walk-on, like, punt team or whatever that did the walk-off?
Yeah. Well, but you gotta look at the basketball too. I mean, first game of the year, you're knocking off number 4 Michigan State. Then you go down and you're down. What was it? 5 points in 13 seconds.
Hold on, I'm not done with football yet. Screw y'all for not letting us get a bowl game. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, that's dumb as hell.
Dude, we were freaking 10-0. You're mad because we come up to Division I Single A, and all of a sudden we're mopping your teams, and you're upset with the fact. Hey, we'll let you in if there's not enough bowl teams. Okay, so you're telling me that one of your crap 5 and 6 teams. But either way, yes, our basketball team rattled off those wonderful overtime wins.
Let the boys bowl.
Let the boys bowl. Also, we got some T-shirts coming up here. Just gonna drop that down there in a little. Look for that. But yeah, I can't believe JMU again on the football not being in a bowl game. Their basketball though, ranked number 22. Watch out for them Dukes this year, baby.
Yeah, but we were 22 in football before that happened too.
Wait, you were ranked in football?
Like we
they were ranked 22nd.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Hey,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get off of that subject because everybody was freaking waxing nuts, and then they want to say,
and it's the App State, man. App State
like,
every single year beats one team they should not beat. I mean, look, last year they beat Texas A&M.
Either way, but our basketball team again. But also remember, like we were in the tournament before, so we might be coming up now. But do not forget that Victor Oladipo had to pull out every trick in his bag to take us out.
Hey, don't forget, old Humpty Hitchens went down to JMU and went to the tournament with you guys. So
you're damn right.
That's why I bet on them against Michigan State. Shout out Humpty!
Their logo is a bulldog with a crown on it. It's pretty sweet.
And like a true purple and gold, not purple and yellow, like purple and like gold. Actual gold.
Yes.
Which, I mean,
my car rims were spray painted purple and gold for like 4 years. Actually, they were still that when I moved out here. No, and it wasn't just my rims either. It was the tires as well. I just
spray painted your tires?
Yep, whole deal. Come on, man. Purple and gold. You don't understand.
I don't.
You were just talking about how cool we were. Just understand it.
Okay. All righty. But Tennessee, they have a stud. Talking about your stud car. They got a stud down there in Tennessee. Adam, you were talking about him a little bit before the show, right?
Yes, I cannot recall his name.
That's how good of a stud he is. He's Dalton. So good that he's Mr.
I think it's name. That's Dalton. I can't pronounce his last name, but I say he's been doing some great things down there at Tennessee. He's currently trending on
New
Twitter.
Word. Twinning. Adam explains. Twinning.
But yeah, no. I say he's been just lighting everything up down there at Tennessee. I think they're ranked 4th or 5th?
7th.
Yeah, they're 7th. I knew they were a top 10 team.
They're not getting any respect at 7 though, man.
They just beat the crap out of Syracuse. I'm wanting to say.
Yeah.
I say
was that today?
Yeah, that was today.
Yes, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I say dude's name's Dalton Knitch.
Knitch.
Yeah, he had 17 points today. But he's just he gets big shots when you need him. He's just all over the floor defensive.
Hey, speaking of Mr. Big Shot, that will transition us into the NBA because you guys know what yesterday was? The anniversary of Malice in the Palace. The greatest fight I've ever watched on a basketball court in my entire life.
Honestly, one of the greatest fights in sports history.
Yes. So for the fans that don't know what we're talking about, back yesterday on I think it was 2004. No, it was 2005. It was after the Pistons won the finals. There's a little scuffle between the Pistons and the Pacers, and the players are fighting like normal. And then Ron Artest decides to go lay on the scoreboard, and then one thing led to another, and a beer bottle came from the stands and hit him on the scoreboard, and then he proceeded to go into the stands and beat the shit out of everybody in the stands. I mean, that's just plain and simple how it went. And then a bunch of people got suspended. So I remember watching that live.
Fast forward 13 years or whatever it is, and he's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, and they have a whole documentary about it now on Netflix.
I'm sitting on a children's
Peace. Yeah, but now he's called Meta World Peace. The guy that went in the stands and beat the shit out of someone so bad that they had to go to the hospital is now called Meta World Peace.
Meta World Peace.
What the hell? My aunt's name is Meta. That's all I think about.
My aunt's name's World Peace.
What? He's copying our lives. But no, we have to bring that up because Draymond Green tried to do his best Malice in the Palace impersonation by throwing Rudy Gobert into a friggin' headlock and become the WWE NBA champion. Did you see that, Tone?
Yeah, and do you know what my problem with that is? Is Rudy Gobert is soft because I think that was
soft.
a test. That was a test. When he put him in the headlock, he expected Rudy Gobert to immediately shoot himself out of it. Like, get off me, bro. He didn't.
Yeah.
So he dragged him around like a little girl. Like, dude, like as an enforcer, like that's what you do. I'm not saying I was ever that person. I'll tell you right now, I was more of the mouthpiece. But it's like when he goes into that chokehold, he expects that guy to stand up and break out of it. And when he's dragging him around for 35 feet, I'm literally sitting there like, dude, now you're soft.
Dude, what I thought was hilarious was Karl Anthony Towns being like, oh, no, get off.
Second song of the day is a song about Rudy Gobert. It's called All My Homies Hate Rudy Gobert.
Second song of the day is for also Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, and everybody hates him.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. I saw Draymond Green do it. He got, 5-game suspension? And then Rudy Gobert's like, oh, Steph's not playing, so he didn't want to play.
I might agree with that.
Yeah. Not a Draymond fan, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a Draymond fan
but
either,
it's
I like
weird
that he did that to Rudy.
Because I probably played like Draymond. So that's probably why I don't like Draymond.
Like I said, I don't like Draymond, but I'm glad he did it to Rudy.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
Like
don't
Rudy
like Rudy more
more
than I don't like Draymond. That's Mr. COVID is what we call Rudy Gobert.
I just imagine when he got put in that headlock, he was like, Shockwave Blue.
Hey, but Tony, have you seen these courts for the NBA in-season tournament? Okay, screw you. If you don't want to talk, bye, Tony.
Come on now. I've got other things going on in the home as well.
Yeah, hey, how's the
That blanket has a human in it.
No, it does. I don't believe you. Hi, human.
Hello.
No, but have you seen these courts?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Dude, they're terrible. I think Andy's got something to pull up. This one,
when
right
you look
here,
at them, like some of the color schemes work for it. Some of them, you're just looking at it like, what are we doing, Boise State?
Dude,
like,
are we all gonna do the yay or nays?
Yeah, we're gonna do. All right, so this one right here, Tony. This is OKC's. What are your opinions? Yay or nay on OKC's? It's got like the blue with the black going down the middle.
Man, I'll give it a 33%.
I'll give it. Okay, that's definitely a nay then. I'll give it a yay. I'll give it a yay. He gives it a yay.
He's laughing at your opinion, Clay.
Oh, that's for. Are you going yay or nay, Adam?
On this one, I'm gonna have to go nay on this one.
All right.
I don't like the two-tone blue.
Yeah, hear that?
Way nay. Don't be making up colors.
Alrighty, so this is Houston's.
Town again. Way nay.
Yeah, definitely a no on that one. I don't get the stripe down the middle. That's like different. Andy, can you bring up the Bulls one? This is a hard nay. I mean, possibly the worst one. Yeah, here's the Bulls.
Houston, I'm a nay on as well, but the Bulls, yes.
What is this?
The two-tone red. Not a fan.
That's terrible.
But it's like a Cavs red.
It's the one down the middle.
That stripe is like not even like a Bulls red.
Well, I feel like the actual other red is also not a Bulls red.
You know what pisses me off even more about this? How there's a trophy behind the logo and they won't bring it back for the finals. Like, come on! If you could do all
so
of this for the in-season cup,
they're doing it out of spite at this point.
I know it's just terrible, and I hate it. All right, I think we got a couple more that Andy's going to pull up, but yeah, Houston, that was a nay. This is Detroit's. I hate Detroit's because it doesn't even have their colors. They're blue and red, and it's gray and red. So I'm a hard nay on this one. What about you, Adam?
Honestly, this is one of the ones I actually like, but I don't like it for the Pistons for the reason that you said.
That should be a Houston one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, your thoughts?
You might even be able to use that in like Charlotte and say it's like a Bobcat theme. I just don't see Detroit in that at all.
Charlotte's the Hornets.
Yeah, but he's saying like a throwback almost.
Oh,
right?
Like a throwback to the Bobcats because that's
a
Bobcat orange. I don't even know another team in the league that has that orange.
I would throw back for Detroit and use some of their like old like the horse logo, like the early 2000s.
Like the teal,
the
teal
and
red.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fire.
They're dumb.
With a different design though, because again, just the strip down the middle.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it works for this particular one, me personally. So like, even though I don't like
maybe not
Detroit,
make all of them the same, dude.
Yeah,
spice them up a little bit. Did you see what?
We'll do the piston blue with that old school teal right down the middle.
Yeah.
That would have been okay.
Yeah. Or did you
Still
see?
barely acceptable because they're all trash. But
Was it Fred Van? That's Utah's. Like, they're not even purple anymore. They're black and gold. Like they're what? Terrible. It's cool.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This one's the best one.
It's the best one, but
This
they're
one's
not
the
even
best
purple
one.
anymore.
It's a throwback to how they
Listen.
used to be.
I'm getting on my high horse again. Why do NBA teams keep changing their colors? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Everybody's trying to go for this minimalistic, sleek look. And,
Yeah.
and it's like, it looks stupid. Like, the actual Jazz, like, to me, this one is better than this.
yeah. Yeah.
It's just the difference between, like, their regular.
And look at the jerseys that they wear nowadays, man. Like, even the NBA jerseys are just bland and boring and
Goofy.
terrible.
Just goofy.
Like, it's just, I hate it, man. I miss 90s basketball, and I wasn't even alive for it.
Yeah.
This
Right
is
here.
Indiana's. What? It looks like somebody just put mustard down the court.
Are these Nickelodeon courts? Like, I'm really confused about how they're pulling these colors out of the Batucas.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these aren't the team's colors. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull up the Knicks for me if you guys don't mind.
That's the Warriors. That one's pretty on brand for the Warriors. The Knicks. What are your thoughts on that one, Adam? Orange and blue. That kind of gives me a Blue Mountain State vibe.
I hate the 3D Knicks. I'm gonna be a yay on this one because I like the color scheme and I actually like this one, but I hate the logo. I hate the new age logo. It needs an old school Knicks logo on it.
I'm gonna give it a yay because of the color scheme, and I like Blue Mountain State, and I feel like if they had a basketball team,
I do love the color scheme.
I'll give it a yay because it might be the only team that's stuck to their freaking colors. Like,
Yay! We
Yeah.
got our winners. This is
Yeah.
the best one, I guess. This was better than Utah.
I didn't see Philly yet.
Can we bring up Philly?
I don't think I've seen theirs either.
Oh, this is that middle. The Suns. They had like a purple one. This is the Sixers. I don't know how I feel about it.
Solid 2.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't hate
It's
it.
still
Let
our
me- I'm trying to
colors. You
look
gotta
it up.
like. If
It's
you have to
definitely
go
not
back
the
to
worst
old-
one we've seen. Definitely not the worst one.
Solid 2. I won't take it from the Knicks, but I'll.
Yeah,
These-
I'll give it a yay though.
See, I like
So there's
their
a
I like
couple-
their logo on this one. It's kind of
Yeah, I
it's
like
a
the
unique one.
76.
But it's not like the OG, but it's like a good unique one. I feel like the Knicks were just like, we'll
It
say
almost
New
looks
York
like the
Knicks.
trophy has the 76 on it. Like
Yeah.
it was built
And
into the trophy.
that 76 is actually a previous logo too. So
Yeah,
like
it's
old
they're-
school,
they're
right?
I don't like when they're trying to jazz up and make new stuff. That
Yeah.
at least the logo's used before, and those two colors are both Sixers colors.
Yeah.
Not for now, but if you look at like AI's rookie year jersey, that's the blue that I have.
Yeah, the old school jersey.
Yeah, so I think the Sixers got the best in season tournament logo. But I like the Knicks court better, but I do think these
Yeah, the
guys are a
3D
solid
logo.
too.
I like. Why did they do that? The Knicks logo is almost already 3D with the way the block lettering is.
Exactly. So what? Yeah. But yeah. So that's some of the in-season cup.
They
courts.
literally looked at this and said, "What can we mess with?
Yeah.
Send it."
Yeah. Let's just. Hey, you know how we can do
Oh,
this
Knicks
good?
logo's great. It's like, why not just pull NBA fans and be like, hey Nick, what do you
I'm
like
sure your
about your
son
thing? The
could have
block
given
lettering,
them better
because it's
logo
cool.
ideas and court designs than that. Like I'm telling you, well, how about we just don't know all one color, but then down the middle just a different one? Yeah, let's do that.
What if we do a zigzag on next year's?
Yeah. What if next year? Hear me out. We just leave it the same. Let's just not mess with it. Like. But yeah, so those are the in-season cup course. I think the in-season cup is a good thing for basketball because those in-season cup games have been some crazy ones.
It needs to be something that needs to be expanded on every single year. So I've seen people keep saying, like, if you're going to try to make it like a European soccer type tournament or actual like European football type tournament, then we need to incorporate G League teams. We need to incorporate maybe some like overseas teams, like some Lithuania teams.
I really wish one of the major leagues around here, and the only ones that I feel like really could do it is like football or basketball. But they should do it almost like in a soccer style. Where like
It
you
is.
suck.
That in-season tournament is straight group play. It literally is a straight copy.
Well, and here's the other
of
thing: if
what
you
they do
suck,
for the UEFA.
you get what is it delegated down?
Oh, relegated.
Regulated down to a league, and then if you win that league, you get promoted to the league above you. Like I think that
I've been saying this about the
baseball could
NFL with the
definitely be that.
XFL
There's
and
no
the
reason why a
USFL.
minor league team.
That's what, dude. I
Why,
don't
minor league
watch
team-
soccer at all, but that's one of the best things I think they've ever invented.
Well, like we had the MLB scout on in his team. I'm like sitting there and he's undefeated in everything. Like, let him rise up.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. But yeah, so we go off that into some high school basketball. There's a lot of players to look out for on the SVC side, but before we get to the SVC side, there's this kid. He's a freshman at Chillicothe. His name is Caden Cox. Dude, this kid's going to be a problem. Like, pretty much everybody's telling Pat Beard, if you don't play or start this kid this year as a freshman, see you later. You know what I mean? And I'm a Pat Beard guy. I love Pat Beard. But this kid seems to be the truth, man. It's just, Chillicothe is a hard job because they're D1 basketball. And they're 6 kids over, man. Like, I've been saying this forever. If I was a superintendent, I'd see 6 open enrollments. I'd be like, hey, see you later. Going back to Division II, we want a state title. Like, goodbye. But this Caden Cox kid, man, he seems like he's the real deal, and I hope he stays at Chillicothe for all 4 years, man. I hope Chillicothe can do something. They probably would. I feel like they are.
I feel like that's a problem at Chillicothe more so now than it has been in past years. It's just people keep leaving. Transferring out and stuff like that.
And I think they have a good shot of winning the league. But again, man, when it comes to tournament time, man, like it's hard. If you win a sectional, that district semi game is like if you were in Division II state Final Four. You know what I mean? So, but Pat's a good coach, man. He's got a good program over there. I have a lot of faith in the Cavs this year, and I think they're going to do a lot of good things. But going on to the SVC side, we have Carson Free at Paint Valley, and they have a new coach out there, Coach Lockery. And I hope he used Carson right a little bit. I think he will. He's a good coach, but I had Carson as on my JV team, and at first I thought I needed to have him have the ball, bring the ball up a lot. But man, he plays really well off the ball. He's good at coming off of an off-ball screen, getting open, trying to create his own shot before he gets the ball, and his catch and shoot ability is amazing. I want him to take the next step this year, though. His freshman year, whenever he got in, obviously he was a freshman, just, trying not to step on his foot. Last year, I felt like he was just trying to fit in, get into his rhythm. This year, you're a junior, man. I want him to take the next step of, I want to win, have that killer mentality. Act like you do on the football field, on the basketball court. You know what I mean? Like, with him and Braylon.
Who get tossed? His people. His people, dude. He lays people out on the football field.
If you do it right on the basketball court, you'll be okay. But I don't know. You got Braylon there.
No, absolutely. He does. I feel what you're saying. He needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
Braylon there, though, he's probably going to be the point guard, and it sucks because he's probably the best point guard that they have, unless Bryson Dunham can step it up this year because he took last year off. He's playing this year. But
you say Braylon plays really well at the two.
He's a two. He's a two. He played for Waverly on that Final Four run. He would come in 6th man off the bench as a 2 guard, and he would light it up. But he didn't need to, obviously, because his brother. But there's like last year. Sitting on the bench watching him, his catch and shoot, I mean, it's locked in, elbow in, and he's hitting it. So the Bearcats, again, with Lakeem having his first year out there, they're going to be interesting because they finished, I think, 2nd in the league last year. But they lose a lot.
It's not the worst thing having, like, a newer coach, though, I guess, then, right? Like, when you really look at it, if he's going to play the point guard, man, in today's day and age, it doesn't have to be traditional anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with some of the football coaches we see. It doesn't need to be traditional anymore.
And so, like, he was on the coaching staff last year. Lakeem was an assistant last year.
If he's a point guard that comes up, like, look how they're incorporating centers nowadays. Yeah. Like, they can do this with point guards just the same. You just transition to an off-ball passing scheme and give it back to him. Like, I think if he's ready and he's not locked into a specific way of coaching, I think it's going to benefit him because I think it should be malleable for the first 10 games of the season until they figure out, something that can work. Good
now I'm interested to see what they do with the big man spot because they got Gavin Kingery, who's a big guy. He's going to hurt you more on the defense and hustle plays. And then you got Colton Yoakum, who, again, soft spot in my heart. He just got Player of the Month from good old Sosa over there. He's a rebounding machine, dude. Again, these are JV numbers, but I don't care if it's JV, middle school, whatever. Colton Yoakum had a 3-game stretch with 18, 20, and 17 rebounds. Like, that's unheard. This kid's like 6 foot playing in the post, getting those kind of rebounding numbers. That's all hustle and heart. So I think if the guards can figure out their rhythm out there. And if Gavin and Colton can hold their own down there, they got some players, but it's gonna be hard to mesh that all together in the middle of the season. I can see them getting hot late in the tournament. They're coming off a sectional championship. Braylon was a big part of that. Carson was a big part of that. It's time for them to step up and lead this year. But you got Yoon Yoda with the Show Block Kid and KB Perkins. They're gonna be a problem. You got Zane Trace. They're kind of a lose and reload kind of team with Landon Robinson and Landon Jarrell out there, and state title coach Kello. I mean, you got to put him in the driver's seat right now.
He's the only active state title winner in the SVC, right?
Right now, yeah, he's the only active state title coach in the SVC. Basically, the only reason I went to Chillicothe my freshman year. I was like, I want to play for him. He said, I retire. I was like, damn, I suck so bad that he retired when I came here. He's like, I don't even want to have the chance to have to coach this guy. And then, you have Jody Ader out at Adena, man. Who knows what Adena's going to be this year? I mean, we got a bunch of new coaches here. Payne Valley, new coach. Westfall, new coach. Huntington, new coach. I mean, it's going to be that middle of the SVC is going to be wild, I think, this year.
I think it's going to be a great season.
We're going to see who's good and bad, though, real quick. You look at who just got Coach of the Year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at TJ, man. Again, we're Schwammies, because I'm telling you right now.
We're Schwammies.
Adam, I'll give it to you. You sitting there saying, incrementally getting better each year. It goes from 1-9. It goes from whatever it is to 6-4 to da-da-da. Like you said, what's next after that 6-4? You asked that exact question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying we're a little bit of Schwammies over here.
Speaking of Vinton County, I'm looking forward to their basketball season. They got some big bodies down there. They got Ashton Allman, and I'm pretty sure Owen Heyer down there. It's just two big guys that I know off the top, and I'm pretty sure Garrett Brown's still out there busting heads on the basketball court, too.
And Vinton County is just historically known for being good at basketball. So
Shout out Coach Kite out there. He was assistant coach for under Matt Combs for a while. I'm glad that
he's definitely taken that torch and carried it well.
If anybody deserves it, it's him. He's been there for a while. He's put in his dues. I love Coach Kite.
Yeah, and then on the girls' side, we talked about it a little bit last week. Adena Unioda is going to be up there 1-2, but Unioda actually got some love from She Hoops on Twitter. They actually put them at number 4 in Division II for all of the for Division II of Ohio. 4 might be a little too low, man.
Yeah, killers out there.
Yeah, I mean, what we're gonna find out though with Unioda real quick, kind of like what you said with the middle of the SVC with the boys. We're gonna learn how good Unioda is this year because again, that Olin Tangi, that Wayne. I mean, they got some tough teams early in the year, but I think Jeff Miller's gonna have his squad ready.
Yeah, and from what I hear, it's not just going to be one person out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to say one person out there anymore. I'm just saying the supporting cast seems a little bit different, and I hear that the supporting cast that they're bringing in this year is going to be.
Oh, I've heard she's a baller. Yeah, and you still got Maggie Maggie Holbert, who, honest to God, again, a little bitter because she left Payne Valley, but. She could put up 20 if she needs to, but she has that amazing ability as a scorer to understand, obviously I'm a dog. I can score whenever I need to, but I'm not the number 1 here. I'm a really good number 3 because I'm a number 1 anywhere else, but she understands where people – she's very smart on the court. She knows where people are going to be. She knows where people are supposed to be. She knows how the offense is going to go. She can figure out what you're running on offense playing defense because she just studies the game so much. Like she doesn't
One of my favorite things about a player like that is when they're not the number 1 option is they'll quietly have a bunch of points.
Yeah.
So like that way it's like – by the time you realize it, you're like, oh, we have to change something up to stop it. And then next thing you know, the actual 1 or 2 start scoring a whole bunch. And it's
going
just,
off.
The quiet scorers are some of my favorites.
And there's a lot of other girls over there for Unioda that just have a killer mentality, man. They're going to be tough. So, again, got to look out for them. Maris Betts, she's going to be good this year. She's going to be an absolute problem.
If she has any room at all, just hitting it right in your face.
There you go.
Just got a clip on her.
I got to give Cameron Sowers a shout-out just because she's out of Adena. My siblings are Sowers from out there, so looking to see what she does. And then you have Garrison, the player of the year, still out there for Adena. So It's gonna be a fun race to watch 1-2 this year of the girls. That's for sure. But I can't wait. I can't wait for calling some basketball games, getting the environment. Man, I feel like there's nothing like SVC basketball, bro.
Oh, this football season was a wild ride. I think basketball season is going to be
basketball season,
better.
man. You're just so much more enclosed. You're more a part of the game, a part of the people, and everything like that. But I think it's about that time, guys. It's getting late in the show. Time to wrap it up with one of our favorite things to do here is our annual draft. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, it's Thanksgiving week. It's Thanksgiving time. We're going to be drafting our favorite Thanksgiving meal. So we're going to do a main course, 2 sides, and our beverage. I'm going to start it off. I think I have to go to the main course. I think I have to do this because I know Adam would steal it from me, and it's going to be ham. I think ham over turkey any day of the week for Thanksgiving, but it has to be a Thursday because that's when it's on. So I'm going with ham. I think it is slept on for main course. Tony, what are you going with your first pick?
2 types of turkey. There's a fried and a roasted. Do I get to choose between the two, or do I just get to take turkey?
Choose between the two.
Fried.
Fried turkey. All right. So Tony's going main course fried turkey. Adam, what are you going with for your main course?
Oh, I'm not picking main course first.
Okay. What are you going with? Sides? You're a side guy. You get 2 picks in a row.
I'm going to have to go with mac and cheese.
Nice. Like homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah, homemade mac is going to be the first one. And then I'm going to have to go second side. It's going to be pumpkin pie.
Oh, nice. Oh, should we throw a dessert in there?
That we could just do that instead of a second side.
Yeah. Now we'll just keep it aside because other than pumpkin pie, I don't know what else I would want.
Desserts are for chumps.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them.
Don't even touch dessert until 3 days later.
Pumpkin pie. All right, Tony. You are up. You had fried turkey as your main course. So you have 2 sides and a drink to go with. What are you going with here?
I'm going with the green beans.
Okay.
I guess you can call it like a green bean casserole, but I want bacon in everything.
Okay.
Holy crap, he just made the greatest pillow formation I've ever seen.
Oh, my God. Breaking news.
Oh, my God.
That is amazing.
Well done, buddy. High five.
Shout out for the
pillow
pillow fort.
Green bean casserole.
All right, so green bean casserole. Hot
you
take right here.
Bacon. It's got to be bacon. Any green beans should either have bacon lard before they're made or bacon put into them. I'm not saying regular green beans because if they're rolling up with no bacon involved at all, I don't want it. So bacon, green beans, whatever you want to put that in.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right now. Green bean casserole is absolute garbage, and that's where it belongs, is in the garbage. It is terrible.
That's totally fine, and that's why you'll not be able to
Andy did not agree with the green bean casserole take right there, but it is garbage, and I'll die on that hill.
I'll die with you, buddy.
All righty. I'm going to die at 53.
Ham is a Christmas meat, by the way. I don't think
no, it's not, and I will die on that hill too.
Yeah, if you don't got ham at your Thanksgiving, I'm not going to.
If I showed up to my Thanksgiving, my mom was like, "Hey, we don't have ham," I say, "Well, you don't have a son this year," and I would leave and say, "See you next year." All right, give me the ham.
Should have brought it because obviously that grocery bill with inflation has been getting out of control.
Well,
and she couldn't afford both ham and the turkey.
Well, then get the ham and say bye to the turkey. The turkey's overrated.
That's a Christmas thing.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we're going to be...
Absolutely. Turkey sucks. Turkey sucks balls, dude.
It's terrible. It is.
Yeah.
You read it. Anyway, okay. So what I'm going to go with, I have to go with my drink here for one of my picks, so I'll just pick it first because neither one of you guys picked drink yet. I'm going with nice ass cold beer. So I'm going with beer as my drink. And
Any
then
particular kind?
Yeah, Rolling Rock.
Okay.
Easy. Rolling Rock. Give me Rolling Rock, shout out, not a sponsor. Come on, baby. And then for my first side, Adam, you took my mac and cheese. So I'm going to go with specifically my mom's homemade noodles because they are delicious, and I literally will eat them by themselves. So homemade noodles from my mom, Jay. Tony, you have to pick either a side or a drink. What are you picking?
What else when I'm rolling up there, what tickles my freaking fancy? Well, can I? You know what I'm gonna do? I'll do an old fashioned. I'll take that.
You do an old fashioned for your drink. All right.
Yes, sir.
So Tony's drinking an old
I don't like chugging bourbon. I'm not big of a sipper, but I'd like a nice old fashioned when my belly's so full I can't handle it.
All right. So Adam, you have mac and cheese and pumpkin pie for your 2 sides. You have your main course and your drink to close out your draft. What are you going with?
So my main course, I'm going with a specific type of ham cooked a certain way. It's going to be smoked ham.
Smoked ham. Well, I got ham. You can't pick ham.
Well, I can't pick turkey
he gets
either.
to pick first. Yeah. He gets to pick smoked or honey.
Oh, so I have to pick smoked or honey.
Yes.
Well, wait, I don't want either one of them. What's just like normal ham?
It's usually honey
I
ham.
think that's the honey.
Is that honey ham?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go honey. So you're going
honey.
smoked.
It's like at
All right,
least
we'll go with that.
sweet.
I was saying because at that point I couldn't pick
it'll
turkey
be like the
because
sweet
he has
ham.
fried.
So yeah, you'd have to go with chicken.
Yeah, you can still go smoked. That works.
So yeah, you go smoked ham. I'll go honey ham. Alrighty. So you're going smoked ham for your main course. What are you going for your drink?
Going with wild turkey. Gotta have turkey.
All right.
Once on
He said that's the only kind of turkey that should be served on Thanksgiving is wild turkey.
My family likes to drink a little bit, so we'll go with wild turkey.
You drink a little bit.
Yeah,
Eat a little bit.
So you won't catch me
yell
drinking.
a little bit. Maybe fight a little bit.
You won't catch me drinking.
Maybe confess something that during you probably shouldn't because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, wild turkey's the only time. Thanksgiving's the only time I'll drink a wild turkey.
All righty. So Tony, you have one side left after your green beans.
Cheesecake.
Piece of cake. What
No,
kind of cake?
cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Okay. Cheesecake. Again, another hot take. Not good. Not a cheesecake guy over here. Do not like it at all. Don't.
I'm glad this podcast is made for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't care about your shit opinion.
I'm just saying, hot take.
I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake's gross.
Yay.
All
Not
righty.
a hot take anymore. You're not liking cheesecake is now a hot take.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that was the hot take
Cool
when you were like,
dessert.
"Oh, Jesus!" They have a whole factory of the cheesecakes.
They have a whole factory for toilet paper for you to wipe your ass with, too.
And you use that every single day.
I don't know why I use that.
I would say, do you not like TP?
The Nazis had factories, Adam. The Nazis had factories, okay? All right.
Those are the good guys.
So? All righty. So for my final side, because I have ham, I have homemade noodles, I have beer, and I am going
honey ham.
Yes. And I am going to have the steal of the draft with stuffing as my second side because
L.
No.
L.
You guys are terrible.
I don't eat stuffing.
I hate you.
That's like L.
I hate
L.
you.
Hot
I
take
hate
McGee
you.
over here.
I will stuff
fun.
you with hate. Hate.
It's on the plate for craps and giggles.
Yeah.
Well,
do you know
I
where
have
they
the most
put
craps
it?
and
They
giggles.
put it inside the turkey.
Well, guess what? I put it inside the ham. Well, no, I don't. That's weird. Wait, I'm going to draw a line there. I did not put the stuffing inside the ham.
He
That is
puts the
gross.
stuffing in the ham. He
I
doesn't
don't
use TP.
know. How would you put the stuffing in the ham? I don't. Okay, so that's going to end the Thanksgiving draft there. Adam had smoked ham, mac and cheese, pumpkin pie, wild turkey. Tony had fried turkey, green beans, cheesecake, green beans with bacon, cheesecake, and an old fashioned. And I had honey ham, homemade noodle stuffing. And I'm drinking a beer. And that is the end of our Thanksgiving draft.
I think that's pretty solid. I feel like it's like per person kind of deal.
I feel like it's pretty on brand for all of us.
Yeah, well, it's their own brand, but I also feel like there's 3 types of people that roll up to Thanksgiving, and I bet you it's pretty much rolling into the same lines we are.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, Tony, if I rolled into yours, I'd be rolling right back out.
I will say this honorable mention that I'm surprised didn't make it is is it almond pie?
Almond pie.
Yeah.
And what's the
Pecan.
what's the cranberry?
Pecan, that's the one.
What's the cranberry shit that tastes really gross?
Cranberry sauce. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's whack.
Whack.
Not good.
Yeah, L
Get it
dessert
out.
on Thanksgiving.
So yeah, hey, corn, but that's just kind of like duh.
Yeah, sweet corn, that's kind of like a staple of.
Give me some can. We'll look at Ohio. people,
Again,
make
like
sure
when
we
I'm
talk about
thinking
the corn.
Thanksgiving, I want something I don't ever freaking cook.
That's
you
why
know what
I
I mean?
went
And
with
it's
the
like
noodles
corn,
and
I like
stuffing.
corn. Corn's
What's
the
else?
best.
What else? When else do you eat stuffing? Mashed
Yeah, but,
potatoes,
like,
man, Derek,
when
that
else-
was a good one.
I eat bread every
Mashed potatoes
day.
and gravy. I don't like gravy.
mashed potatoes
that
are
I throw
something
in the
that, you know-
microwave, I'd be good.
That's true.
Saw like a gazillion people eating it yesterday at the Applebee's.
Alrighty, so after All right. Yeah, I tried to ring in mushrooms. I ring in like 4 things of mashed potatoes.
Dude, we were up so many mashed potatoes.
All right, so after the draft, we're gonna have to wrap
means
the
we eat, boys.
Sorry, accidentally ringing 30 wings. That we didn't have to go to anybody. I guess I'll just eat them. So that's how I get free food.
I'm like, dude, I double-clicked this double wing order. I must have double-clicked it. I'm sorry.
It's like you don't even have anybody at that table. Wow, I don't know. It's weird, man.
I'll tell you what, I'm sweating. And they're like,
speaking of sweating, I'm sweating out this game tonight. We got the Chiefs and the Eagles, Tony. I'm going to ask a dumb question. Who you got?
I knew you were about to ask.
You know what's hilarious to me is somebody was trying to talk crap to me in the fantasy league, being like, oh, if Tony wins, that means Pat Mahomes went off because I had Patrick Mahomes. I was like, I will freaking sit him tonight.
You what? What? What was that? What?
I'm sorry. I was going to curse, and I can't. Again, I have simple company. I will sit Patrick Mahomes tonight if it guarantees a victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. I could care less about a fantasy team. Everybody's like, blah, blah, blah. No, Birds. Go freaking Birds. It's the rematch of the Super Bowl, and James Bradbury is not going to get a pass interference this time.
What? Okay, I agree with you on everything that you said. Adam. Chiefs.
Re-say one thing that I just said.
What?
Go Birds!
Yeah, that's all
I'm
I
pretty
heard.
sure that was
I
in
heard
there.
Go Birds. You said heard Go Birds, and I heard get an interception.
So what I see from this game is I see at least 2 touchdowns being scored. One by Jalen Hurts, one by Travis Kelce, maybe. And they're both going to get a lot of yards offensively.
Well, why would you say that, Adam?
Just a hunch.
Is that like a parlay pony?
No, because I didn't come up with this one.
I think that the Eagles win this one. I always take the team that lost in the Super Bowl in the rematch because I feel like it just means more to them. And honestly, I don't care. Because I don't know.
Is Taylor going to be at this game?
Yeah, now that's the big question.
Is Taylor going to be at
now?
this
Who
game?
has the hotter album?
Do you know
right
Philadelphia radio stations refused to play Taylor Swift for the past week because they said they had to focus?
They had to focus.
Yeah.
Be petty, my friends. Petty is my favorite color. Okay.
Why the Eagles? What, you mean the Chiefs?
Let's go, boy.
No, the Eagles aren't going to play nothing Taylor Swift because she's a Chiefs fan.
So how they have
no,
to
the whole thing. They said that we don't want the media in there doing all that type of shit.
Yeah,
There's
the media sucks.
Anyway. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Alrighty, so everybody,
we're not the media. We are people from Ohio in the middle of nowhere.
We're not. I told you the media sucks. I didn't say we suck.
We're great.
We suck.
We're amazing.
Speaking of, listen.
It's called getting better.
Yeah, getting better all the time.
See?
All right. So after that terrible segue there, we want to thank you so much for watching the show. If you still are, thank you for tuning in. Adam, what'd you learn today?
Learned a lot.
All right, good job. Tony, what'd you learn? What?
Well, what I learned today is that there's complete ignorance about
what?
James Madison University.
Yes.
Keep saying what? Hold on. Tequila, more beer. Have a good night, my friends.
All right, have a good night, Tony. We love you. We are going to sign off here at Ride the Wave Show. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram at Ride the Wave Show, at Twitter. On Twitter, they're telling me look at this camera, so I'm looking at this camera now. On Twitter at Ride the Wave Show 2023. Facebook, Ride the Wave Show. I'm an amazing host. Hashtag no, I'm not. Adam, he's a good co-host. Hashtag
Ride the Wave Show.
All righty, and make sure you check out rtwavesports.com. We'll be coming at you live never again because we are going to pre-record podcast.
Oh, my God. We almost forgot to tell them.
This podcast is terrible. All right. Yeah, so we're going to drop some news that we definitely didn't forget to tell you guys. Starting next week, this podcast will be coming out every single Tuesday at 3 o'clock, being pre-recorded to make sure that it's not this. All righty. So we will see you next time on Ride the Wave Show. Stay the circumcision.